Mozart. This is Havana. Next up, there's a little shuffle for you. It's called Shadows in the House. Fun, fast little tune. You're going to hit some call and response back and forth. Really fun to invite Indigo back up here. You know, just if you think a year ago, these Indigo students in their second year were playing Irish jig, Russian music box. They were still playing mostly in unison. So if we could just take a moment, and can you raise your hand if you're on the floor? Make sure you raise it nice and high, and raise your hand if you're here on the stage. If you're a second-year player, you were a beginner last year, hot cross buns. Look at that. Look at those great kids. Wow. And here, even a little bit more wild, we have several students on stage that started in August. They were in our beginning program. They practiced and practiced and practiced. They finished the repertoire in the Strictly Strings book, and we moved them into Indigo. If you were a beginner just a few short months ago, would you make sure your hand is nice and high so we can recognize you? Yeah. Look at all these great beginners. Wow. Wow. So what a difference a few months make. And then, you know, when you listen to the kids in chamber, it's not like they've been playing for 10 years either. They were in beginning 2 years ago. And it's just a good reminder that there really shouldn't be a ceiling for what a kid can do. And you just have to have the right people around you to make sure that you are on track and that you get supported in all the right ways. We've got such great teachers. We've got such great parents and families where this is the result of all of that work together plus their individual work. It's really special and really tremendous. It's just unbelievable what they've accomplished in such a short amount of time, and we're going to just keep showing you great stuff. So here's Shadows in the House. We're in G minor. We got B flats and E flats. That's a nice reminder for all of our youngsters. Here we go. So many things to learn as a young musician. As Dr. Lington comes back on out, where we're closing out our program, we want to give you one more wonderful taste to the ears of a beautiful piece of music by Piazzolla, an Argentinian composer most famous for popularizing the tango beyond his country of origin. Good catch. And making it, bringing it to the concert stage. Dr. Lington was telling great stories about how he went to study with Nadia Boulanger, one of the most famous educators of the 20th century for composers, and he was having a hard time trying to find this sort of European voice, and she's like, well, what do you know? And he's like, well, I do these tangos, and he wrote them, and she's like, that's what you have to give the world, and the music is absolutely beautiful. It's known, of course, if you happen to see Peco a few months ago, he's got a great version of the Four Seasons that's very tango-esque, and then the very famous Liber Tango, which is very familiar to the ears. This is called Oblivion. It's beautiful, it's slow, it's just a gorgeous color and a gorgeous sound. For musicians of this age, it's incredibly difficult. They're having to sustain these very long bows. They have to stay very focused, even though it looks relatively simple on the page, how to really listen. Playing with a soloist, a whole nother skill, where they just have to make sure that they're listening and supporting what's happening here, not what's happening here. And that's really tough at the age of 12 and 13. It's just part of the development. They're not always thinking around. They're just sort of thinking where they are in that moment, and that's why sometimes we're a little reactive and things happen. But when we're listening with a soloist and working with an orchestra, there's a chance for us to get our ears forward and then, of course, to hear some really beautiful music. Dr. Lington's going to play the solo, and we're also going to have a couple of violins in the section here playing alongside with them. It's just such a beautiful piece for them to learn, and he gets to play side by side here with Dr. Lington. We're going to give Caleb another 5 or 10 seconds, and then he's going to just toss it up to me, and we're going to say, oh, even less than 10 seconds. Okay. Here, Caleb, since I'm tuning, here, go ahead and say something.
I would like to say for Caleb, he wanted to say thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Creighton, for just putting in all this work for us and preparing us for this concert. You're just the best, and we're trying to do our best to make you happy and play all this music.
That wasn't planned. That was just dumb luck. All right. Good. Great. I owe you $20. All right. Where's the rim shot? Try again. I owe you $20. Okay. Next year. 21st anniversary. We'll get it. Okay, so this is Oblivion. It's beautiful. It's not slapstick humor. We'll transition back into colors of these beautiful Argentinian sounds. This is Oblivion. Our last chance to say thank you to Dr. Aaron Lington. Woo! Oh, he's nice people. All right, so we got one last number where we just get to tap our toes, have a little fun. This is Can't Stop the Feelin', which I didn't know it was by Justin Timberlake. I just knew it was from the Trolls movie. And the many times that went through our household for a few years. This is a fun piece to play. We're going to get you involved a little bit at some point. And this is where we're going to close out the show. And it's just always so much fun. You know, we have a couple of practical things to just talk about. We want to make sure that you're out of here safely. So when we do all finish and we, are stand up and shouting for our kids, we'll make sure to help them get their instruments packed up safely, make sure that they find you. We can hang out and take some photos for a while. It's kind of built into when the concert ends. And so we really just thank all of you, of course, for being here. You know, a big group of people that we just haven't thanked as students for our parents, but they do so much for you. They do so much to help you get ready in the day. They help you, we get them all happy. I always say this at back to school night. They always ask, how do you manage our kids? I'm like, well, one, I'm not their dad, and that helps. It's so different managing your own kids. It just is. That's number one. Number two, you get them all ready, and they're ready for us. We exhaust them. They're broken. They've had all sorts of emotional triumphs during the day, some crushing emotional defeats during break and lunch, especially near the Valentine's Day dance. They'll be okay. What's great about that feeling is it helps them play Oblivion better. It's good. It's good. They're growing, they're learning. But we have to do, we get them at their best, and then you build them back up and get them ready for the next day. So I want to make sure that all the kids, however you can cheer, hoot, and holler for your families, parents, and community, let's give the whole audience a round of applause. Thank you so much for all that you do for us. And I can let you know that even if they only say things like this, how was your day? Good. Did you do anything? Nothing. They're listening and they appreciate that you ask. So thanks for continuing to ask and being part of their lives. Thanks to my family, the whole family's here. I've got wife and kids and grandparents. They're all here. I can't do this without them. There's no way. And it's just so great because together we're better. That's the school motto. We've got high expectations, but that means we have high support. And we can't do any of that without you. So thank you for being part of this wonderful puzzle that's called Growing Up. And here to close the show, Justin Timberlake's Can't Stop the Feelin'. One, two. now you get to be involved. First, let's just see if we can match these guys here. Let's all snap together. We learned a lot about being on the backbeat this semester. Yeah, we can see where the kids got this rhythm. Nice job. All right. I just want one more time to say thank you to all of you here tonight. I want to say thank you to Venture Church. Thank you to Pastor Daniel and all the great tech here. Thank you for a great show. Thank you to our admin. Thank you to our staff. Thank you to all the great parents. Thanks for just being great people, making the world a little better. I think it's even more fun if maybe we stand up. So let's go ahead and stand on up. If you are able, stand on up. Yeah, we've been sitting for a long time. May as well. Let's go and put our hands together. There you go. Now I need you to keep doing this, because I'm going to turn around. You guys got to keep this beat going. Ready? Here we go. 49. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. Hup. 6, 6. And 1, 2. Hup. And hup. And hup. The violas, the basses, the cello, our wonderful violins. One more round for Daniel Murguia on the bass, Niles Flynn on the drums, Dr. Lington in the corner. And one more bow with your Castellero Orchestras.